So let's get started. Let's lie down, of course. I'm going to start and of course end in Shavasana. So get comfortable. And that may mean that your knees are bent and up, or knees bent out and the soles of the feet together, or maybe you just have your legs out long like regular Shavasana. Experiment with the arms, maybe they're down by your sides, maybe they're kind of loosely overhead. Maybe you have a hand on your belly and a hand on your chest. All right. See what feels good. Soften the shoulder blades away from your neck. Lengthen through the tailbone. Let's take a couple of deep breaths together. Inhale through your nose. Filling all the way up, biggest breath. Holding it. Just hold it briefly. You can feel the inhale swirling around in there. Then release it with a sigh. Exhale. And allow your body to just soften a little bit, to relax. Do that again. Inhale through your nose. Big full breath. Hold it briefly at the top. And sigh it out. Exhale. Releasing the breath, allowing the body to just soften. One more time like that. Inhaling through the nose, the biggest breath. Right, see if you maybe can take in a little bit more on the inhale. Fill up. Holding the breath again. Right, try and inhale a little bit more as you're here. Just see if there's some space. Soften into it. Can you relax and hold your breath? Let go of the story. Okay, open the mouth, let it go. Exhale. Start to breathe in and out through your nose. Inhaling through the nose, steady breath. Exhaling out through the nose, just letting the breath pour out. Give a little squeeze at the bottom. And then again, inhaling. Pulling all the way up. Steady exhaling. Emptying the breath. So just playing with the breath, trying to be making it a little bit fuller than your natural breath. Just for now, just to start. Nice long breath, right? Steady breath. Just letting the breath pour slowly in. Like you have all day. And pour slowly out. Just making the breath nice and long. Noticing when the mind starts to drift away from the breath. Just bringing it back, noticing a very important moment. Coming back to the breath. Just gently back every time. The Ujjayi breath, right? Steady in and out through the nose. Cultivating the soft brushing sound at the back of the throat. We'll see if we can't keep breathing like this as we start to move around. It is possible, but right, there's always so many things to think about when we're moving through the practice, and it's easy for the breath to get away from us. So, just another way to keep us mindful, to keep us present, right? Can we keep breathing the Ujjayi breath, keep coming back to the Ujjayi breath? So gradually letting the breath find its comfortable length. It's something you feel like you can maintain. And just wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently circle the wrists and the ankles. Reach the arms overhead. Take a stretch. And just feeling out the body. How does it feel tonight? Right? Knowing, of course, every day is going to be a little bit different from the day before. Hug your knees in. Feel free to have the knees together or apart, whatever is more comfortable. And just gently rock side to side. Smooth out the low back. That feels good. And then we'll take the knees over to the left. Let the legs just be heavy to the left side. Reach the right arm. Easy. Lengthen the top hip away. Right, try and make some space on the right side of the waist. And bringing the legs up through center. Take an inhale as you get to the middle. And as you exhale into the twist, the legs over to the other side. And turning the head to the left, however much, any amount. Just allowing your shoulder to be heavy towards the floor. All right. Come on back up to center. Okay. Let's just stretch up through the heels. Just take a moment, how your hamstrings. Turn the toes out, bring the legs out to the sides. How's that feel? Just notice how it is tonight right now. Okay. Let's come up, hands and knees. We'll do some cat-cow. So roll forward and back a time or two. It's kind of nice and massagey on the upper back, so feel free to enjoy that. And then come on up and over, and we'll come on to hands and knees. And do some cat-cow. Let me back up a little bit here. Here we go. All right. So from your tabletop position, inhale, lift the chest, heart goes forward, sit bones lift. Exhale, pressing through the floor to around the spine. Forward again. Right, steady, smooth breath. Couple more like that. Inhale. Stretch the belly. Exhale. Stretch the back. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Come to neutral. Center the spine. Hug the belly in a little bit. Let's reach the right arm straight out to the right. Take an inhale and exhale under. Right, reach under behind the right arm, left arm, sorry. And put your head on the floor. Just maybe press a little bit into the left hand so that your chest peels open and the left shoulder starts to stack on top of the right shoulder. And hopefully, anyway, you feel some stretch in the upper back. All right. Come through center. Inhale, lift back up. Plant the right hand, reach the left arm out to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Reach it behind the right arm. Let the side of your head come down to the floor. And then you can press into your right hand. Press into your right hand. Just stretch the left side. But, notice where you feel it. Try and just let the upper back round a little bit. Think about the space between your shoulder blade and your spine getting longer. Right, the shoulder blade peeling away from the spine helps stretch and lengthen the rhomboids, make a little space there. Get so tight. All right, gently release it. Come back to center. Let's just head right in. Downward facing dog. Walk the hands forward. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Oh my goodness. Pedal the heels a time or two. Right, maybe shake out your head. Right, how does this feel? Do what feels good, and if you don't feel like wiggling around, you don't have to. All right, so start to settle in. But make sure your hands are shoulder distance apart. If your shoulders are feeling tight, you can put your hands a little wider. You can even have your fingers coming off the edges of your mat and just make a little space for yourself. Your neck feels jammed up and down low. Right, and as you're pressing into the floor, really press the whole hand. Press the floor away so that you can reach the hips up and back. Right, use your legs. Press back with the thighs. Now, if you're a little flexible in the shoulders or the hamstrings, you may find that, like I do, you start to arch your back, right, and kind of spill into the lower back. So see, could you maybe hug the front tips of the ribs in? Could you maybe get a little lift in the belly? Reach the heels back and down. Right, so much good stuff in down dog. Right, press the floor away, reach the hips up and back. Take another breath here. And gently shift your gaze forward towards your hands. As you exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk or float. Bring your feet to your hands. Lift the chest, come halfway up. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale into the fold. And let's hang here just for a couple of breaths. Feel free to soft bend the knees in the fold. Let your head hang down. If you want to grab opposite elbows for a breath, feel free to do that. All right, releasing elbows. We're going to slow roll it up. So do bend your knees if they're not already. And then take the tailbone and curl it down towards the floor. And use that action, just the tailbone lengthening down, to roll yourself up. Just the tailbone lengthening down. Just the tailbone. Just the tailbone. And then coming all the way upright. Whew. Give the shoulders a couple of circles. And then the other way, right? So you're really moving the shoulder blades maximally on the upper back. Right, let them squeeze in, up and out. Do one more big circle. Okay. Standing Tadasana. So feel free to bring the feet together. If your body's okay with that, you can bring the big toes to touch. Make as much space as you need though to hip distance apart. Right, turn the palms to face out. Take a big stretch up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press the palms and bring the hands to the heart. Softly hands together. Anjali Mudra. Drop the gaze to the fingertips. Maybe close your eyes. Set an intention for your practice tonight. Right, so as always, any intention that resonates with you, any intention that maybe comes to mind as you think about that. Take an inhale here. Soft side exhale. Release your hands down. Maybe the eyes stay closed, open them at any time. Turn the palms out. Inhale, stretch out and up. Exhale, up and over. Hinge at the hips and fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach and stretch. Exhale, pulling the hands through the midline. Okay, let's keep going. Palms out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinging and folding, empty. Inhale, halfway lift, heart goes forward, zip the belly. Bend your knees, hands are down. Take a step back with the right foot and just take a moment and feel the stretch in the lunge because it's kind of nice. Then step the left foot back and come into your plank. Right, strong push through the hands, lengthen your heart forward. Send your tailbone to your heels, right? Feel your abs engage. First plank pose, so if the knees need to come down, let them come down. Right, if you can keep the legs straight, do that. Take one more inhale, lean out over the fingertips. As you exhale, let's bend the elbows. Keep the belly engaged as you lower to the floor. Just back myself up a little bit. Reach your hands back. Curl the tailbone under, lift up Shalabhasana. Lift the head, the chest, lift the legs, and come on down. Hug the legs in, right, till they stay close together. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs. Reach the knuckles back towards your heels and release it down, all the way down. Switch the interlace, put the opposite thumb on top, other pinky under. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift up. Press the thighs to the ceiling. Try and keep the legs hugging in. Try and keep the pubic bone pressing down. Take one last breath. Reach back and lower down. All right, release the hands, soft. Take a moment. Plant your palms by your ribs. Tuck your toes. Take an inhale. Use your exhale to press the floor away. Come to plank pose, top of the push-up. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. So just notice the effects of Shalabhasana. Can you come back to that down dog that we were working on at the beginning of class, right? Pressing the whole hand. Energizing the legs, right? Keeping the belly engaged. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, lift the heels and the knees. Walk or float your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. All the way up. Hands through the midline. Let's keep going. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, left foot, big step, and just take a moment in the lunge. Feel that stretch. Hands plant flat. Step back, plank. Tailbone to the heels. Right arm super straight. Come up on the tippy toes so your shoulders are leaning a little forward of the wrists. Take one more inhale, curl that tailbone under. Exhale, let's lower to the floor. Bend the elbows, lower down. Flatten your feet. Inhale, lift up. Oh, stretch your belly. Exhale, lengthen forward and down. Keep the legs hugging in. Press the whole top of the foot. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up. Oh, stretch your abs. Exhale, forward and down. So each time we're getting a little longer, right? Little longer, lengthening the spine. Come up again. Inhale. Now, again, check in with your hands. Whole hand pressing, hug the elbows in. Right? Give the shoulders a little shrug. Up by your ears, circle them back and down. Lift the chest, inhale. Straight back to down dog, exhale. Right, all the way back, slide it out if you like. How's your Ujjayi breath? Hug the rib tips in. Stretch back. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk or float. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Inhale. Fold. Exhale. Firm the glutes. Rise up. Wide chest. Reach for the sky. Bringing the hands to the heart. Let's keep going. Hands down, palms out, inhale. Swan dive, exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Maybe this time you jump back, bend your knees, plant your hands. Feel free to step again in the plank pose. So this time, if you can, the lower chaturanga, keep the elbows in close. Straighten the arms, upward facing dog. Oh, arms stay straight. Downward facing dog. Could you hear my back cry? That seemed very loud to me. All right, bring your feet together. Send the right leg up into the air. Turn the toes out, lift your hip, bend your knee. Oh, stretch. So you keep doing that. I'm gonna get a quick sip of water. Take one more breath. Straighten your leg. Square your hips. Keep the right leg lifted. Press the left thigh back. Take a deep inhale. Exhale your knee into your nose. Inhale, reach the leg. Exhale to your right arm, as high up your arm as you can. Inhale, lift it up and back. And this time come across and touch your left arm, right? Squeeze. Inhale, reach the leg up into the air. And exhale your foot to the floor. Just bring it back down, downward facing dog. And we'll switch sides. If you need a second, you can always drop the knees, shake out your arms. If you're ready, come right into side two. Lift the left leg, turn the toes out, lift the hip, bend the knee. Right. It should feel good. Like you pick an amount that feels nice in your body. All right. And then straightening the leg, squaring the hips off. Right, stretch back, inhale, exhale, pull the knee in towards your nose, shift forward. Inhale, reach up and back. Touch your arm with your knee. Try and touch above your elbow, lean. Inhale, lift. Come into the twist. Again, try and touch above your elbow. So squeeze the thigh in super close, lean forward, touch. Reach it up and back, inhale. Exhale your foot to the floor. Press back, inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise on the inhale, firm the glutes. Reach up, exhale, hands to heart. Just take a quick breath here, inhale. Sigh it out. Release the hands down. Shake out the shoulders. All right, we're gonna keep going. Standing in Tadasana. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands are down, stepping back, jumping back, moving through the vinyasa. You can opt to go straight to down dog. And at any point, feel free to take a break in child's pose. Right, once you're in down dog, settle. Right, both hands resting evenly. Take another breath here. Stretch back. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk. Float. Feet to hands. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Fold. Exhale. Rise. Inhale. Hands to the heart. Exhale. Take an inhale. Release the hands down. As you exhale, bend your knees. Try and touch the floor. Keep the bend, heel up, lift the hip bones off the thighs, reach the fingertips to the ceiling. Can you soften your shoulders away from your neck, right? And if you can't, bring the hands out wider, but still try and have straight arms, right? So the weight is heavy into the heels, but still press through the big toes, right? Then lengthen up. Maybe the hands get a little closer together. Take another breath. Lift the back ribs off the waist. Take an inhale. Then fold as you exhale. Empty the breath. Shake your head out. Take an extra breath here. All right, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Hands are down. Step or float it back right through your vinyasa to downward facing dog. All right, send the right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, right knee, right arm, as high up the arm as you can. Lower your knee to your wrist. Keep your foot off the floor. Pull your knee back up your arm. Inhale. As you exhale, pull your knee towards your nose and step your foot between your hands. Whew. All right, big bend, the back knee. And let's come up. Crescent pose, but with a giant bend in the back. Shoulder blades down the back, and then hug those rib tips in. So check in here. Do you feel some stretch at the front of the left thigh? If not, then start to straighten the back leg a little bit. Using the inner thigh, right? Have that movement come from the inseam. Tailbone down as the leg presses back, and then lift the heart up And press the upper arms back a bit. Hug the rib tips in. Make sure you're breathing. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly, hands to the floor. Pause. Use blocks if you need to, but straighten the front leg. Easy Parsvottanasana, fold in. So keep the toes down for the first couple of breaths. Lengthen the right hip back. And then if you can, let's flex the front foot. Lift the ball of the foot off the floor. Breathe here. Right, turn the right toes out to the right. Ooh. It's a good stretch, right? Okay. Slowly back, bending the front knee. Let's spin it around. Spin, spin, spin. Turn around towards the back of the mat. Bend the back knee. Nice deep bend. Right, come up. Into your crescent pose facing the other way. Pull the hip bones up. Send the tailbone down. Find that action. Right, not to tuck the tailbone, but just to lengthen the lower back. Right, pull the belly button towards the spine. And then see, how does this stretch feel? Maybe you're like, I don't know, I don't have much stretch. Use the inner thigh on the back leg to find it then. Reach it back. Keep the hip bones lifting. Keep the shoulder blades melting down, right? And as you look for that stretch, lift the chest up, press the arms back, and hug the ribs in. How's your breath? Maybe straighten the back leg a little more. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down. Straighten the front leg. Fold in. So again, toes on the floor to start. Relax your shoulders. Soften your face, your lips, your mouth. Right, lift the toes off the floor, the ball of the foot, flex your front foot. Or try to anyway. And then toes out to the side. Out to the left. That's a good one. That's one of my favorites. All right. Back to center. Bend the front knee, plant the hands. Let's step back. Take a vinyasa. So chaturanga to up dog. Maybe you want to go straight to down dog. Maybe you rest in child's pose. In any case, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Send the left leg up into the air. Inhale, reach it back and up. Exhale, forward left arm. Touch your left knee to your left upper arm, as high up the arm as you can. Lower the knee to your wrist, foot stays off the floor. Press the floor away, lift that knee up, and then pull the knee in towards your nose. Squeeze the breath out, look forward, step your foot between your hands. Right, turn sideways. Turn the toes out. Turn the toes out. Let's bend into the right knee. So you're feeling some stretch. Try and keep your foot on the floor. Right? Your left foot. Right, walk back to the left side. Bend the left knee. Keep it open. If your knee, it may want to collapse to the big toe side of the foot. Don't let it. Keep your knee over your ankle. Try to anyway. It'll give you more stretch. Woo! All right, back to the first side. Walk it over. So I do want you to sit in. I want you to feel stretch. If it's possible to get your front thigh parallel to the floor, do that. But if you're, the stretchiness is too much, just get it as close as you can. Then come up on your fingertips. If you're kind of hugged into your right leg, move away and try and get in the middle. Right? Lengthen forward, lift the belly. Fingertips. Right, maybe we can bend in a little more. There we go. Right, over to the other side. Bend the left knee, push it wide. Right, keep it tracking over the foot. Keep looking for the stretch. Right, and then lengthen out from the hips. Can you reach your sit bones evenly straight back? Look for the stretch. Yeah. Okay, back to the right leg. Whew. Even with your hands on the floor, you know, legs active, right? So pulling up through the kneecaps, lift the belly, lengthen forward, and let's pick the hands up. Oh. Press the whole left foot into the floor and breathe. Get your shoulders out of your ears. All right, bend into your left knee, switch sides. You can put your hands down if you need to, but keep them up if you can. All right, lengthen straight out from the hips. Keep the belly engaged. Your shoulders out of your ears. All right, one more time each side. Bend the right knee. Maybe the arms can go out wide. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling my inner thighs. Bend the left knee. Oh. Maybe for a moment we bring the arms overhead, squeeze those glutes. Oh my gosh, hands to the floor, come to the center. Just take a moment. Just take a moment. Let your legs soften. We're gonna pivot around so we're facing forward again. Whew. Step the right foot back. Take a vinyasa. Maybe you rest. Maybe you do a modified version, kind of easier. Oh, but still stretching a nice version. Oh, the back bend feels good. We were in a bit of a forward fold there for a while. Okay. So as you're ready, let's get back into downward facing dog. Shake out your head a little bit. Relax your jaw. All right, so we're gonna go back and forth a couple of times. So let's start with the feet a little closer together. Reach your right leg up into the air. And let's try and step the right foot with control outside your right hand. So roll it forward, step lightly, land, lean forward. So you're coming into the lunge. Straighten the back leg, step back to down dog. Lift the hips, pull the foot back. Try not to scrape your foot on the floor. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale. With control, bring it forward, land. The foot outside your hand. Heart goes forward, back leg straightens. Can you lengthen the left hip back? Now try not to drag your foot on the floor. Lift it up and back, foot to the floor. All right, let's do it again on the right side. Pick the right leg up. Inhale. Squeeze and round. Land lightly. Find the lunge, straighten the back leg, heart goes forward. Lift the leg. I scraped it a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Foot down, let's try the other side, left leg up. With control, step it forward. Back leg straight, heart goes forward. Try not to scrape it on the floor, pick it up. Whew. Foot comes down like it's one more time each side. Right leg up. With control, land lightly your foot outside your hand. Heart goes forward, straighten the back leg. Pick your foot up, darn it, and down. And then other side, last one like this. Lift, round the spine, land lightly. Whew. Straighten the back leg, heart goes forward. Lift, up, foot comes down. All right, bring the right foot forward again. Lift and step. Oh, okay, this time bring it in. It'll be nice to get off your wrists a little bit. Okay, so coming down onto the forearms if you can. Or if you have a block or a bolster or something, you can put that down and rest your forearms on that, but see if it's possible to get your forearms down onto the floor. Right, relax your neck, like the base of your neck. Press the back leg straight and try and lengthen the outer right hip back as you're in this lizard lunge, as we call it. I brought a towel today to this. Okay, lift up onto your hands. Start to snuggle your right arm behind your leg and see if you can bring the right arm behind and grab onto your ankle. Pin the right hip back. I'm gonna scooch my foot back just a bit. And then maybe your left hand onto your ankle. Lift your belly, heart goes forward. Pin the right hip back. If you're feeling it, maybe the arms go out wide like airplane wings, but the right arm is behind your right leg. Oh. Okay, let's bring the hands down. There is an arm balance there, but we're coming back to it. Step the front foot back. Take your vinyasa. You're going to enjoy that back bend. Feel free to take an extra breath or two there. Oh. And then maybe a moment, you just relax your shoulders, your upper back. Doing some good heat up there. Okay, downward facing dog. Let's send the left leg up. Inhale. And then slowly, again, with as much control as you can muster, land your foot outside your hand and then scooch it in a little bit. So just move your left hand out of the way. Left hip back. Right leg straight. Maybe onto the forearms on the floor. If that's too far, put a bolster or a block or something so you can get off your wrists, and it's a little bit easier on your shoulders to be down on your forearms. So see if you can do that. Keep the inseam of the front foot pressing down, and at the same time as you're rooting that down, can you lengthen the left hip back and straighten the back leg? Right, breathe. Just make it about the breath. We're doing all this to see if we can do all this and breathe. Breathe, Ujjayi. Okay, up onto the hands. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling my legs. Tuck in behind your left leg. Tuck in. Grab your left ankle with your left hand. Grab your left ankle with your right hand. Oh, we're almost there, guys. Left hip back. Maybe arms out wide like airplane wings. Heart goes forward. Whoa, balance. One more breath. Whoa, hands come down. All right, let's step it back. Oh, feel free to sweep the leg up into the air, or do whatever like that, or maybe just take the vinyasa. Maybe an extra breath in the back bend. If you need a moment in child's pose, feel free to take that. Right, then we'll meet in downward facing dog. How's your breath? Check in. Right, smooth it out. All right. So, downward facing dog, if you're not already there, press back, take an inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk or hop, feet to hands, lift up halfway, inhale, fold, exhale, chair pose. Bend and reach. Okay, come this way. We're gonna keep the bend and do Garudasana arms. So the left arm comes under the right arm and we press the palms. Or you hold your shoulders, or you connect with a strap. You don't necessarily need a strap, but if you have one, if your palms aren't pressing, lift the elbows up, press the wrists away, and let your shoulders melt down away from your ears. Let them get heavy. Breathe into the stretch. Smooth your breath out. Right, okay, here come the full pose. Left leg on top of the right. Right, cross the thighs. Maybe the toes hug into the ankle, maybe they tuck in, but if you do that, draw the left hip back. Lift the chest. Try and sit a little deeper. Right, just breathe here. You're an eagle on top of the mountain. Right. Fly away, unravel, hands to the floor, your left leg to the sky. Oh, in the standing splits. Okay, inhale. Lift the chest, lengthen forward, halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Can you lift up through the left big toe? And again, we're gonna grab the ankle. So right hand to the right ankle. Reach up with the left big toe. See if you can find your balance. Left hand to the right ankle. Take one more breath. Reach that foot up. Then soft bend the knees, bring your left foot to meet your right foot, and take an easy forward fold. Just let your head hang down. Notice the difference between your two sides. So of course, we're gonna do that on the other side. All right, so set your feet up for chair. They can be touching if that feels good in your body. Bend the knees, and deeply reach up to Utkatasana. So belly to the spine. All right, reach back through the heels. Let's do the arms. Reach back through the heels, I guess kind of, but I meant to say sit bones. Reach back through your sit bones. Bring your right arm under your left. And then maybe pressing the palms, holding your shoulders or using the strap. Sit back into the heels. Lift the elbows. Press your wrists away from your face, but drop the shoulders down, away from your ears. Soften. How's your breath? All right, shift into the left foot. Right leg over the top, right to squeeze. Maybe the toes wrap around. Lengthen the right hip back and just sit into the pose for a few breaths. Squeeze the glutes, lift the chest up. Right, and again, you're the eagle, right, on the tree, on the mountain, you know. Whoa, sometimes the eagle falls over. Unravel to your standing splits, fly away, hands down, leg up. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, into the fold, right big toe to the sky. Shoulders away from your neck, even so, lift them up. And then let's try balance. Left hand, left ankle. Right, reach up with the left, right big toe. And then maybe your right hand also comes to your left ankle. Just find a gazing spot on the floor and stare at it. Softly. One more breath. All right, bring your right foot to the floor to meet the left. Easy forward fold. Check in with your breath. All right, good job, guys. Inhale, lift up halfway, like this way. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back, jump back, taking the vinyasa. Right, and maybe you do a nice slow key version. Right, stretch. Back to down dog. I just need a quick thing. All right. So, again, we're going to send the right leg up into the air. Nice big stretch and reach. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot outside your right hand with control. Again. Again. Okay. This time, we will come into the arm balance. So, we want to snuggle down. Ekapada Kundayasana B. So the right arm snuggles behind the right leg. And when you plant your hands there back, right, my wrist under my elbow, my hands well behind my front foot, and my leg firmly over the back of my right arm, my right leg. Right, so you need to separate your feet. You're gonna come down onto the back of your right arm. Straighten your right leg or try. Lean forward and see if you can float your left foot off the floor. Counterbalance yourself. Heart goes forward. Chaturanga. Right? Or not. Take a vinyasa if you like. Back to downward facing dog. So it goes however it goes. It doesn't matter. Right? It's really just for us. Like see what our bodies can do. Can I still breathe and do this? Can I let go of my ego? Right? Can I let go of the judgy mind and just do it? And let my body have this wonderful experience? With practice, you can. You can. Okay, so let's try the other side. Just have fun, right? It doesn't matter. You're not gonna get a grade. You're not gonna make more money, unfortunately, if you can do this. Step your foot outside your hand, left side. Sorry, of course. You probably already know that. Okay. So let's come on in. Snuggle down. Right, and you want to get as much behind the leg as you can. Almost like your shoulders behind your calf, behind your knee. Right, really tuck in. Hug the left hip back. Pull your hands back. Right, and you can see my leg is going to be firmly on top of my arm. Right, the back of the leg. Heart goes forward. Right, separate the feet. Lean in, straighten. Lean and straighten. Ekapada, Kundanyasana, B. And then, right, swing it back. My shoulder is a little bit dicey, so I'm trying not to do anything to piss it off. But you can definitely kick back to Chaturanga from there to upward facing dog. If you need a second, right? So we're gonna try coming into that another way, which possibly we've done before. I know I've taught it this way before, but just not sure in this specific class. But from down dog, right knee, right arm. Right knee, right arm, and then we're just gonna go right knee, right arm, and right out into the Kundanyasana. So I think possibly I'm gonna show you from this way, because you've already seen it the other way. It's the same pose, we're just coming into it a little bit differently. So, right, you're gonna send your right leg up into the air, and you're gonna come forward, right? And knee high up the arm, bend your elbows. And then knee high up the arm, bend your elbows, straighten your leg, come on into the arm balance, right? And you're just right there, maybe. But you can use your momentum, right, to like just keep going forward until your back foot comes off the floor, because you definitely have to lean, right? Okay, maybe not. Again, just have fun with it. Try the other side, you never know. Use the forward and back movement to, well, especially the forward, right, to give you that little bit of oomph that will maybe get your back foot off the floor. Even if your face ends up on the floor, who cares? You're super close, right? You'll find the middle. So it's good to know too far and not enough, and then you'll know where the middle is. So don't worry about it. That's what happens, that's what happens. So let's try left side if you haven't already. Left leg up. Knee to arm and up. It's definitely your abs. Maybe get a little bend in the elbows. And then it's high up the arm, bend your elbows, keep going. Oh, you're doing it. Maybe. Okay. Let's take a quick break. Child's pose. Right, so I like to tuck my hands back at this point, but if you're more comfortable with the arms overhead, that is totally cool. Do whatever feels good in your shoulders. All right. So while we catch our breath, let's come upright and just stretch our wrists a little bit. So the backs of your hands. Oh my goodness. Right. Backs of your hands to the floor. Spin the inner part of your elbow forward towards the top of your mat. And you'll feel it's a nice stretch and release in the forearm. Oh my gosh. And then you can flip it and put the palms down and it'll stretch the inside. And then you just lean back however much. Your hands can go forward if you want more stretch. And it's a nice way to help build the range of motion in your wrist, because this angle, to be able to kind of lean out over your fingers, is super helpful. Okay, shake it out. I'm just making sure we have time to do something upside down, and we do. So if you're feeling kind of fatigued, feel free to do legs up the wall. If you have a wall space though, and you have the energy, let's do something like handstand or headstand or Panchabhayarasana headstand if your wrists are feeling a little overwrought. We did a little bit of wristy kind of things. So pinch is nice to just get out of the wrist. Headstand is nice. Maybe not tripod headstand, but Shirsasana A is good.
But if your wrists are fine, like do whatever. We're pretty warm, your shoulders are warm, so have some fun with it. We don't have a ton of time, but we'll at least give ourselves about 2 minutes. And then we'll do a couple back bends and start to cool it down. All right, so pick your upside downiness. I'm gonna do pinch in my arms. So whatever you're doing, weight bearing on the arms, we're trying to generally be shoulder distance apart with the hands. With the hands, with the elbows and pinch up. There are a couple of headstand variations where we're not doing that, but generally speaking, so for our handstands, headstand pinch up, I think we're trying to keep in this shoulder distance apart region. All right. Using the wall, coming up as you're ready. Just make sure you're not holding your breath. Right, try to relax your face. Just steady, smooth, enjoying breath. Oops. All right, a little bit longer. So if you're doing it, do one more. Maybe switch the leg that you're kicking up with. It's good to use both sides. Press evenly through your hands, your arms. Slowly down. All right, take a quick break. Soften. If you're still up, come on down. All right. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's do a couple back bends. I hope there's a hair on my face. Okay, sticking to my sweatiness. All right, so we'll keep it simple and do Urdhva and or, well, I should say we'll do bridge pose and maybe Urdhva. So, on your backs. And maybe bridge pose is the perfect place, you know. Maybe your shoulders, your arms have had enough and you're gonna do bridge pose a couple of times. All right, it's totally fine. We did a lot of work in the arms tonight, so that's okay. See how you feel, and then just take it one pose at a time. So let's set up for our first bridge, Satya Bandhasana. Have the feet hip distance apart, right fairly close. You should be able to touch them with your hands. Lead with the tailbone, lift your hips up off the floor. Right, interlace your fingers, snuggle the outer upper arm underneath you. Right, lift the chest, press into your feet, press your shins towards your head to help puff your chest. Right, coil the spine in. Use your shoulder blades. Can you lengthen through the tailbone? Take one more breath. And slowly come on down. Roll through the spine, come down. Take a breath or two. All right. And then we're going to do that again, or possibly you'll come up into Urdhva. I'm going to start in bridge pose, and then maybe I'll come up into Urdhva. We'll see. All right, here we go. Lift up. Do the opposite interlace, right? So you're putting the other thumb on top, the other pinky under. Puff the chest. Do all that stuff. All right. If you want to come up into Urdhva, plant your hands. Try to straighten the arms, which they may or may not want to do. Oh my goodness.
Come down as you need to. Whew. I feel my heart beating. Okay. Back bends. You know, it's this stretching of the chest, the opening of the heart, and this whole area around the heart. This is a huge energy center, the biggest in the body. So, right, there's just a lot there when we start to stretch and open. You can really feel that, or often, maybe not always, but right, feel that surge. Okay, I talked for too long. Let's do one more, and then we'll cool it down. So, planting the hand or just pushing through the feet, interlacing the fingers as you lift your hips. Right, in any case, try to keep the low back long. Try to even out the work along the spine. Right, even out the work along the spine. Take one more breath. Let's come on down. That's good. Okay. Something nice about that moment where you're like, all right, now I get to relax. Pull your knees in. Rock a little bit side to side. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just soften. Soften the lower back. Let's cross the legs. So we're going to take the right thigh on top of the left. And come into a twist, nice easy twist on the floor. Legs to the left. Reach the right arm. Right, just soften here. The shoulder melt down. Gently releasing into the stretch. What's gripping that doesn't need to grip? Can you smooth out the breath? Into the nose, out through the nose. Just try. Uncross, let's bring the legs up through center. Take a moment. And let's cross the other way, left on top of right. And then legs to the right. Right, peel open. Left arm to the floor. Left shoulder to the floor. Or at least towards the floor. Turn your head. Out the shoulders. Into the nose. Out through the nose. Uncross to come back up to seated. Oh my goodness, sorry. Not seated, but bring your knees to center. We are coming to seated, but we weren't seated yet. But now we're gonna move to seated. So roll forward and back a couple of times. And come on up. Okay. Yes, it's relaxation. Mostly. Legs out front. Let's do Dandasana. Reach up, inhale. Out over the legs as you exhale. Oh my goodness, grab on. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale. Lengthen forward. Out into the fold. Get your shoulders away from your ears. Release your head. Just start to soften. And to relax the efforting, if you're pulling yourself, just let your arms go soft. Start to relax your legs.
And just use the least amount of effort, maybe no effort. And slowly come on up. Just take your time. Walk your hands back. We're going to stretch our inner thighs. So let's just briefly, Upavishta. Legs out wide. Okay. Toes up. We did a little bit of inner thigh stuff, you know. So now we're going to try and just get out into the stretch and see if we can't relax a little bit. So we'll start out kind of active with the toes up and lengthening the spine and all that. And then see, once you get out there, like, how do you feel? And maybe you can go a little further. Maybe you need a block or a prop, or maybe it's just too far. But see if you can support your head in some way, and then start to just relax a little bit. Let the legs soften. Right, let your feet just plop if they want to plop in, if they want to plop back. Just let them go. And try and relax a little bit here. So we're taking this as a yin pose. Still Ujjayi breath. We're still doing that. Slowly come on up. Walk it back. All right, soften the knees. Bring them in. And just take a moment. All right, relax. All right, we're going to switch our hands. So I think it will be nice to do this from lying down. So let's come onto our backs. Unless you're really wanting to do a sitting up hip stretch, let's lie down. And we'll start and thread the needle. Let's start here. Whichever leg you want to do, doesn't matter. So just take a couple breaths and see how this feels. You can use a little pressure with your elbow on the thigh and just push the knee away a little bit and see how that feels. It may give you a little bit deeper stretch, which you may or may not like or more. If this is going okay, maybe, depending on how your hamstrings are feeling, maybe the back leg can straighten and you grab onto that. You were already grabbing that. What I mean is the lower part of the leg. You grab the calf or your ankle or your foot. And then I like to just add a little lean. So I take the back leg and I just kind of bring it over to that side. So if it's your left leg, you go to the back. And just see how that feels in your right hip. Try and lengthen it away so you're making space on the waist of the hip that's stretching. And then for one last variation, and maybe you're fine in the first variation, but you are up for a little bit more. So cradle the shin of the hipping stretch. The stretching here. Cradle the shin in towards your chest, and maybe send the other leg up. So it's basically pigeon on your back. So recline. There's actually one more. You can help this. So your hand is coming up, and then the hip stretching side, that arm comes behind.
hands. Okay. You're trying to get your head back down. Over your arm. All right, well, as fun as that is, we have to stop this now. So switching sides, gently release. And just take a moment, shake out the leg. Appreciate how your two sides feel because they probably feel totally different right now. And then let's do the other side. We'll take a couple minutes and just stretch it out. So start with simple thread the needle. And this may be where you stay the rest of the time. Just take a few breaths and just feel the stretch. Maybe press the thigh away with the elbow, your forearm. And especially if you tried it on the first side, let's try the second side of straightening the back leg and then grinding onto the lower arm. And if you like, you can add that little bit of lean to the side, lengthening, stretching here both ways. So you're making that side of the waist feel a little longer. And if the leaning doesn't really do anything for you, just feel it. If all that's going really well, yeah, you can stretch a little more. You can create leadership. Just gather it in towards your chest. Then the opposite way. Just let it relax out there, though. You don't really have to be super vigilant with straightening the current. The mermaid variation, certainly a deepening of the stretch, which takes the forearm under the ankle really. And the other hand, you just and then try and get your arm back down. It's a pretty big stretch. How's your breath? Slowly, gently release it. If you want to do anything else before you come into Shavasana, now is the time. So maybe you grab the pinky edges of the feet, do a little happy baby. You're just like, I don't want to do anything else, thank you. I'm done. That's fine too. That's kind of how I feel. So feel free to just head right in. Add props if you like. Right, just see how your body feels. Maybe you don't need any props. Lengthen the shoulder blades away from your neck. Right, so you're just making some space for the tops of the shoulders, for the neck. Right, allow all that to just feel nice and spacious. Arms can be out wide. Wherever you like. Just let the feet plop, let the legs be heavy. Arms heavy. Allowing the body to rest, to come into some stillness. This is actually an acquired skill, being able to just lie here and not move. Just see what you can do. I highly recommend deep breaths. Just lingering the attention on the breath. The breath is the most interesting thing I've ever experienced. We'll rest in Shavasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. As you gently wake yourself up, you can feel your fingers and your toes, bringing awareness into the body. And if you like, take a stretch. Gently reach the arms overhead, stretch the legs. And hug your knees. Give them a squeeze. Maybe rock gently side to side. And over to the right side. And a moment or two there, just easing your way out of Shavasana and back to, All right. Press the floor away. Let's come up to sit. And we'll pause as we do, taking a moment to check in, to notice, right? You took the time to show up for your practice. You worked hard, right? Just notice how you feel. Notice the effect of your practice, mentally, physically, emotionally. And then bringing the hands together at the heart. And again, just a soft hands together, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bowing the chin. Gratitude for this practice, for all the goodness that it brings. Right? Gratitude that it made its way into our lives, that we have the time and the opportunity to practice. And then pick something that you're grateful for, something from your life, maybe something from today. Just allow yourself that gift of really feeling gratitude in your heart. Just feel that feeling of gratitude. One thing to think it, but really feel it. Thank you so much for practice, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, a wonderful week. Namaste. Namaste. All right, thank you. We're starting some yoga in the park tomorrow that we're very excited about.
Thank you,
Yeah, that
Christine.
sounds fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. You're welcome, Rachel.
I read the email. You
Ah,
guys are closing. How
yeah,
are you
the
feeling about
physical
that?
space. I'm well,
How
you
do
know,
feel?
I've had a little time to wrap my mind around it.
Yeah.
It's it is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess it kind of is what it is. Like, it's just, that's how it's got to be right now. And it
Yeah.
allows us to like get everything together in one place, which is what I've wanted to do for some time. Anyway, and I was actually looking at places like, where can I combine things? So, you know, now when we come back, I'll do it with a couple of the other teachers, and it won't just all be me.
Right. No, it'll be better.
It'll be better, yeah. And then we're going to launch our new that Nama Stream platform, which will still be Zoom live streaming through, but we'll also have like a nice video library and have all kinds of stuff on demand. And we're going to create special content for it. So we're very excited about that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll be in the park. I'm going to be there in the morning tomorrow, and probably Thursday and Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be good to like be with people again.
Yeah, for sure. Get some fresh air.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, well, yeah. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.